normally I would advocate for pre-finishing everything before you assemble it, but with this old barnwood I've found that it's actually easier to assemble everything, get it nice and square, and then sand it down and finish it, just because there's so many variations in the actual size of the wood. From the weather, it expands and contracts and it bows, and you have to work with that. So it's, to me, just easier to put them together and then do all your sanding and everything. Anyway, let's jump right into putting this together. It's fairly simple. We have our stiles and rails cut, everything's fitted, so like I said, we're just going to glue and brad nail and let them sit and cure, and then we will come back once everything's done, sand them down, put a nice coat of polyurethane on them to hold everything, all the slivers and everything together that might be left over after sanding it, so that nobody gets pricked. Now, if you ever have an issue with your brad nailer not pushing the brads all the way through, take a small punch and a little hammer and just finish that. Nobody will ever see it with this barnwood. Realistically, the glue does all the work. The brads are just there to hold this down while it cures. What I'm doing here is just checking this with a small square, just to make sure my corners are good. And that is perfect 90. Now if you have a small gap when you get down and you're not perfectly square on your carcass, which happens sometimes because from the factory plywood is not square, you just take a little sliver of wood and stick it in there and level it up. And that little piece of wood gets us right to where we need to be. So, we have our stiles and rails on, and now I want to make a face for this shelf here. So, since our outsides are 1.5 inches, we're going to do 1.5 inches on the inside, just to make it look nice and uniform. So we just measure inside to inside, cut, and glue. Okay, here we are. We have our cut. We're just going to place it right in here. And we are nicely snug. Good fit. Get a nice bead of glue on there. A little bit of glue on the ends. You want to make sure that you're flush with your shelf. And at a good 90. Man, this is nice and square. Nice and square. Alright, so we're right where we need to be. Time to brad now. There's our first cabinet, completely made. All we have to do is sand down the face, put a nice coat of polyurethane to protect everything. This is going to be a beautiful set.